Good morning, dear listeners. Today we have a new episode of the Ontology podcast series, and we are concentrating on the 7 laws of reality and being, which is based on my book, a commentary of the Kybalion by the 3 initiates, or William Walker Atkinson as the author. And so today we speak about the effect of compensation and counterbalance, which is connected to our previous podcast about the principle of rhythm. So since rhythm compensates, we can observe that the measure of a short swing in one direction is compensated or counterbalanced by a short swing in the opposite direction. While a long one invariably means a long swing in the opposite direction. So everything is in fact set off and offset by other things. There is always a check and a countercheck in every manifestation, and that's on every dimension of existence. For example, the regular and uniform movement of the planets around the Sun is made possible only through the operation of the counterbalancing forces of centrifugal and centripetal gravity. So the former manifesting in the tendency of the planet to fly from the central point of motion, and the latter manifesting the tendency of the planet to move towards the central point of motion. In the same way, there are always 2 phases of energy which oppose and counterbalance each other. So one tending to build up and the other one tending to tear down. All through living nature is this same effect of counterbalance at work. So every living being lives dependent upon other living beings, each according to its kind, and the very breathing of humans and animals and plants tend to support each other's life. So all is interdependent. This is actually another way of speaking about the interdependence of all phenomena. So humans and most animals breathe in oxygen in order to survive and breathe out carbon dioxide, but at the same time plants, under the actions of the sun rays, break up the carbon dioxide, absorbing and releasing the oxygen needed for humans. So everything is interdependent in this movement. Our mental states are subject to the same rule. We can observe that the person who is able to feel great joy is also subject to strong suffering, while the one that feels little pain is only capable of feeling little joy, and so on. The temperaments which only permit a low degree of enjoyment afford an equally low degree of suffering, and vice versa. So this is the compensation of counterbalance. So the capacity for pain and pleasure in each individual being is in balance as the effect of the law of rhythm. It is sometimes said that one has to pay the price of anything he possesses or lacks. Or we could say that everything has a kind of price in one's lives as the effect of compensation. So actually, in fact, compensation means that the appearance of a given amount of energy somewhere entails the disappearance of the same amount somewhere else. And so we can observe that we can only get what we give. So this is true, as there is nothing furnished for free, nothing given for nothing in the universe. The equivalent is always demanded and rendered, and this is another manifestation of the law of cause and effect, which we already spoken about. Moreover, everything has its pleasant and unpleasant sides. Whatever one gains seems to be paid for by the things that one loses. And every excess causes a defect, every defect an excess. Every faculty which is a receiver of pleasure has an equal penalty put on for its abuse. And we can also say that every sweet has its sour, and vice versa. So there are many examples, and one can just observe in the lives of oneself and others. The effect of compensation and the law of rhythm and the law of cause and effect are always in operation, bringing into balance and counterbalancing every aspect of existence, even though several lives may be required for the return swing of the pendulum of rhythm to manifest in one's lives. So the Hermetic teaching admits to the truth of rebirth as a chain of lives experienced by each sentient being. So lifetime after lifetime, each sentient being experiences a succession of events which unfold as projections of one's timeless mind, just as dreams unfold in one's consciousness during a single night's sleep. So this is just a brief introduction to the topic of the effect of compensation of counterbalance related to the law of rhythm. More information can be found in the book. Thank you for listening.